John McCain understands that democratic capitalism is the only political system compatible with prosperity and freedom. John McCain understands that the best way to create wealth and the best way to extricate ourselves from this current financial crisis is to keep taxes low, to encourage capital formation, to regulate Wall Street as an umpire, but not in a way that snuffs out democratic capitalism. John McCain understands that if we're going to solve the energy crisis that we're in, we're going to have to drill oil, we're going to have to build nuclear power plants, we're going to have to pursue a comprehensive energy policy to get us through the gap so that we can develop alternative energies in the future. But there is no plausible short-term energy policy for the United States that does not rely extensively on markets, exploration, and nuclear power. In international affairs, John McCain has not only been on the right side of every issue of his political time, he has put his life and his political reputation on the line for it. During the Cold War, John McCain spent 5.5 years tortured as a prisoner in Vietnam when John McCain, or a lesser man, easily could have given in. Rejecting the despair of the 1970s, John McCain joined Ronald Reagan in the 1980s to restore faith in democratic capitalism by cutting taxes, by cutting regulation, by restoring confidence in the American system, and by taking on an empire that was truly evil and truly dangerous, the Soviet Union. That strategy succeeded magnificently with the Cold War ending on our terms. During the Bush administration, John McCain was right to support the war in Iraq because the war in Iraq was right. John McCain was right to criticize President Bush's strategy in the second phase of that war, the counterinsurgency phase that ran from 2003 to 2007. John McCain was right to put his political career on the line, to support in 2007, in January of 2007, the surge, when there were 4 or 5 people in the country, 3 of them prominent and 1 of them me, who supported the surge. Barack Obama is a good man and he's a decent man, but his foreign policy vision is the wrong vision. According to Obama, it is the arrogance of American power that needs to be constrained. Barack Obama is a good man and a decent man, but if he understands the importance of markets, if he understands the importance of low taxes, it's not evident in his career. John McCain is the man for America in 2008 to keep us strong and to restore American prosperity based on free market principles.
This is a time of domestic hardship, of international embarrassment, and yet of remarkably tremendous hope. It is a time, as we know, of domestic hardship because since January, 700,000 jobs have been lost, and over the last 12 months, there are an additional 2 million Americans unemployed. The volatility of the stock market is obvious. Thousands have lost their homes to mortgage foreclosures as a result of regulatory practices that cannot be described as anything other than negligent and predatory. To all of this, Senator McCain pledges to stay the course, to keep the Bush tax cuts in favor of affluent Americans, to refuse to address the real economic needs of the average American family, to refuse to, in particular, address the needs of the uninsured in terms of matters of health, and indeed to propose a health insurance program that will aggravate that problem. Professor Kaufman says there were 3 or 4 people in the United States on his side with regard to Iraq. I think that's about the right number. Because tragically, we have occupied a foreign nation on false pretenses. We have violated, in the consequence, basic precepts of human right, on torture, and on the handling of detainees, to which Senator McCain has indicated that we should stay the course, that we should pursue victory, however that possibly can be defined under such circumstances. And yet, this is a time of tremendous hope. Barack Obama answers these genuine challenges ignored by John McCain, and he also answers the artificial fears that John McCain creates by making reference to that one, or the guy on the street, as Senator McCain has come to call his opponent. With regard to domestic hardship, Senator Obama proposes tax and regulatory fairness. Tax and regulatory fairness that would include tax relief for over 100 million middle-class families. With respect to international embarrassment, Senator Obama proposes a recommitment to realistic international diplomacy, maintaining our international standards and the treaties that we have promised to observe. And most of all, Barack Obama's candidacy is premised upon the truth of the human person, a truth that respects life not as a matter of theory, but as a matter of tangible, compassionate assistance to expectant mothers in expectation that if you honor the mother, she will in fact choose life herself. That respects the dignity of work by allowing for an increase in the minimum wage and a lower tax rate for 95% of Americans. By providing for the common defense, not with a mindset predisposed toward war, but with an honorable disposition directed toward peace. Now, I have to say that many of us were initially attracted to Barack Obama because of his singular insight against the war in Iraq. But ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama supplies something else. He supplies an unprecedented hope because he is in a position to end not just the war in Iraq, but the war within America that has been going on too long. You know the war of which I speak. It is a war within America that has prevailed since Vietnam. It is a war that we fight with each other over culture, over religion, over race. If you will, it is a baby boomer war, and it is so frequently referred to as a culture war. Senator Obama has the capacity to unify us in a way that we would no longer be divided by these unnecessary divisions. He calls to us to be our better selves, reminding us that we are not red states, we are not blue states, we are the United States of America. Thank you.